arguably one of the most unforeseen type of situations that could possibly occur. It was almost like exactly the opposite of a black swan event, where when this post came out, markets actually rallied and pumped extremely hard. Imagine having the power to literally make one post and markets pump heavily to the tune of almost $350 billion. And that's exactly what happened. When Trump's already been the most pro-crypto president, crypto markets haven't really been doing too well. But then he actually made the announcement that they're not only going to add Bitcoin and Ethereum to the reserves, but XRP, Solana, and ADA. Now, this does not include other cryptos, which really leads me to believe that there are other opportunities for you to pick up some of the best top-performing cryptos that Trump's team and his sons might already hold and buy in their wallets. So there's some alpha for you folks. Just think about the best cryptos, American-made cryptos, market cap cryptos that are higher than the average market cap. Better yet, if you just come over to CoinMarketCap right here and look at some of the top cryptos like Solana, for example, maybe Dogecoin, maybe HBAR, maybe Chainlink, maybe Avalanche and Sui, and even Litecoin. As much as I hate to actually say it, these are tokens that the entire Trump team and his sons are likely going to hold. And if you go ahead and look up their wallets on X, which we're not going to do in this video, it's likely that they're potentially even going to make an announcement about holding some of those top cryptos inside of that strategic reserve. Now, because it's a governmental entity, they can't just hold anything and everything. They're probably going to stick with the top and the best. So that said, don't overdo it, but I still think there's some opportunities to see some gigapumps on other cryptos. Now, for those of you guys who know Peter Schiff, he's a total gold bug. He might even be playing the opposite side and actually buying Bitcoin while talking trash about it. Who really knows? But here is a tweet from him where he said, "I get the rationale for a Bitcoin reserve. I don't agree with it, but I get it. We have a gold reserve. Bitcoin is digital gold, which is better than analog gold. So let's create a Bitcoin reserve too. But what's the rationale for an XRP reserve? Why the hell would we need that?" To which point, Charles Hoskinson, another player that's going to do extremely well because of that Trump tweet, as one of the founders and I believe the #1 holder of ADA, said, "Because XRP is great technology, a global standard, survived for a decade through many harsh cycles, and has one of the strongest communities, I think the president made the right decision." Now, here is where things kind of get fun. David Schwartz, the CTO over at Ripple, is even retweeting Charles Hoskinson's tweet saying, "Am I dreaming?" And I believe this is actually really positive news, because although ADA, in my opinion, is far behind Ripple and XRP in terms of their development and their actual business model, it would still be nice to see these major cryptos partner. That means ADA and XRP somehow partnering, considering ADA is #8 in terms of market cap and sits at $33.6 billion. This type of an announcement would be huge for the crypto companies and further strengthen the entire crypto market. Now, as always, there are sleuths that look into literally everything, and that includes on most major exchanges, especially if they see some anomalies. Someone on the Hyperliquid exchange recently shared that they saw a guy open a $200 million long position on Ethereum and Bitcoin with 50x leverage. In other words, it would have moved about 1.5% before this guy got liquidated. That is like playing with fire, except standing on top of it. Think about the size that this guy's trading with and the confidence not to lose an insane amount of money. In other words, all it would have taken is seconds for this guy to lose millions of dollars. But here is where things get interesting. This happened not even a full 24 hours before Trump announced the strategic reserve news. In other words, this guy made nearly 400 to 500% on his investment above the cost. This is truly and likely an insider. So I started doing some digging and found one post from a guy by the name of PK79.hl, and the username is PK79Z. So if you want to look him up, go ahead. But he said our insider whale friend changed his name to March 7th. March 7th is when Trump's crypto conference happens. I would keep an eye on this whale and copy trade him on any trades before March 7th. Then if you dig a little bit further, you can see that someone actually posted how to track his wallet, and you can do it on two different explorers, the hyperliquid.xyz explorer and then hyperscan.io. So when you click to both of those, they should look something like this. This would be Hyperscan and this would be Hyperliquid. Now, I don't want you to get too confused, but right here you can see that this is the exact same address as the one we're looking at right here. Now, currently, this account only has $287,000 available, which means they actually transferred a lot of their assets off. And in similar fashion, it shows you the exact same amount right here. So although they are still trading on here and it might be a bot, at the end of the day, this was the insider account. And when you scroll through, and let me go ahead and move myself right here and actually make this larger for you. If you scroll through these pages on the bottom right, you'll see that there are some withdrawals and hashes. And if you really want to, you can click on these and see where he's withdrawing to, and then maybe do your own digging. It might be likely that he's withdrawing to a centralized exchange, which means it's going to be hard or impossible for you to track it, but those exchanges will know who this is if they are KYC. This person is likely outside of the United States or has access to an exchange outside of the United States, which means they are probably not fully KYC'd, but either way, it might be fun for some of you guys to do some sleuthing and figure out where he sent his money to, if it's on other DeFi wallets, and whether or not you can copy trade this person into March 7th. Now, I personally have a strategy to approach this recent XRP pump. I still am holding my major XRP bag. This is not financial advice, so just do what you will, but I'm telling you what I think. I did not add to my position on that pump. I never chase markets to that degree, especially when they're that volatile. And typically in this type of volatility, whether it's to the long side or short side with leverage, I completely forego my ability to use leverage. I only trade in spot positions or like on a 1x short. So that said, I actually posted this earlier today when the pump occurred, saying, call me a fudder, but I believe this XRP pump to $3 is a market maker's way of creating more exit liquidity before the next leg down. They have too much money in XRP and want to sell on the way down to people who FOMO into this move. And as you can see, they did unlock 500 million from the escrow. In other words, personally, I'm going to sit this one out. I'm going to hold my major position in terms of my investment portfolio. However, I'm not going to be over trading it. I'm definitely not adding to my positions. I'm going to wait a little while, especially because even on the 7-day time frame, as you can see here, we still have less money on longs to the tune of $180 million, whereas there are more traders still short at $216 million. In other words, it looks like short traders are still, or people who want to sell XRP are still in control, even with this pump.